Bolivinak everyone, welcome to another episode of, no, just kidding. Alright, so I said I would do a video about the SATA, the M.2, the ZITAY, ZITAY, SATA to CFast adapter. So these two together, they work. And I also had to get a CFast reader because I only have compact flash readers and the speeds are different between the two. So it would be a real snail to use the compact flash. I opted for this option because the price for a 512 or even a good 256 gigabyte CFast card is buying these two together is still cheaper than buying those. And I really wanted to use the CFast slot because the Blackmagic cameras, these compact ones only have one USB-C, so it's either for storage or for controls. And I use the gimbal and it kind of defeats the purpose of having all of the controls on the gimbal and not being able to use it. Then you have to like fiddle with the camera while you're trying to hold the gimbal, and it's quite heavy. So this makes it a lot more convenient and, you know, more practical to use, which means a more efficient production. So this is very simple, 3 screws. I'm not going to do any mounting or anything. So it's open this up, 3 screws, put the SSD inside, and then it actually closes up in the CFast slot, so you can close the door again on the Blackmagic pockets, which is really nice. Now a lot of people are saying, oh, but the speeds are going to be different. No, this thing's been running on 6KB raw for the last 13 minutes and it hasn't stopped. It's also set to stop recording if there's a dropped frame, so there's no drop frames, which means there's no problems with the writing speed. I'm gonna let it run till it fills up the card or it stops, and then I'll have a better understanding of how this thing works, what is its limitations, but so far so good. T5, T7. T7s are faster than the T5, but is it faster in the sense where it's going to do anything different? No, the T5s work perfectly well. They're cheaper than the T7s. The only difference is when you hook it up to a computer, that can actually access those higher speeds. And I've done the speed test from reading the hard drives and using the CFast card reader with the CFast adapter, and it's kind of amazing how much technology has advanced where they've actually gone and been able to provide these things. So using the reader, the T7 trumps it, then it is the T5, then it is the CFast. But post data transfers are not too important for me. I can let it sit. What is more important is actually having the rig more efficient to use, and that would make everything streamlined while you're using it. What happens afterwards? If it's just a little bit slower, then, you know, I can bear with it. So this is all how it works, and I hope it also works for Canon cameras. The C300 Mark IIIs, I think they advertise the same thing for, but I know that some people on the forum have complained that the cable is too thick for the door to close on the Canon cinema cameras. But with the Blackmagic, it definitely is able to close the door. It's thin enough to be able to close the door on these. Not completely. You'll still have a little bit of gap for the cable, but it doesn't have the door swinging open. So I hope you learned something. I'll catch you on the next one.